what's happening here today?
We're here because we are really speaking out against Canada Goose. It's a hugely popular fashion item right now, and they use only real fur on their jackets. And so we're here to make people aware of the suffering. I think mostly use coyote. And we're here to remind people of the suffering these animals go through for this trim. And I think a lot of people maybe don't realize that they would not wear a fur coat, but they don't really connect the dots that an animal had to die for the trim on their coat.
And people might not even be aware that it is real fur.
Oh no, some people might actually think it's fake. We have heard people say that their Canada Goose coat has got fake fur, but it doesn't. It's always real fur.
And I would assume that the way that the coyotes are being killed for this is not. I mean,
most of them are being trapped. Some of them are shot. But either way, it's it's cruel. You're taking the life of an animal for a little bit of trim on a coat. I don't understand that people don't make the connection, don't say no to cruelty. I just don't understand. But but that's why we're here, is to remind people, of the suffering these animals endure, just to make a little bit of trim for what is a fashion statement.
What do you hope will be the outcome of today's protest?
Well, I hope that we will reach a lot of people. It's busy here today, and so I think we are making a statement, and hopefully people will start to think about it. And if they're thinking about getting a Canada Goose coat, that they will buy something else.
Thank you.
Canada Goose jackets use bone-crushing steel leg hold traps that are illegal in over 80 countries. When caught, these animals have one of three options: chew their own limbs off to escape, as they often have babies to get back to; 2, bleed, freeze, or starve to death; or 3, wait to have their skulls crushed in by a dispatcher. This is a terrible and awful industry to support. These animals want to be free. They want to live with their families and breathe. Please do not take their lives. The fur industry is an awful industry to support. Over 100 million animals worldwide get killed for their fur every single year. Please make better choices in 2016. Give up the fur industry and give up Canada Goose jackets. Help us make fur history today.
When you were mentioning the statistics about the fur industry worldwide, the one thing that I always sort of counter as an argument is say, well, what about the Inuit trappers? What about Aboriginal people who do this for a living? What would your response be to that?
I don't really think a lot of people are actually aware of what's happening with the Inuit population, because only 2% of the Indigenous population is actually part of the fur trade. So with that being said, they only actually make 1% of all the fur trade profits, which brings in about $400 a year. So that right there is not a sustainable income to be supporting. They have way better options that they can do, and that is not the reality of where the majority of our fur comes from. It comes from places like China, or trapped animals for Canada Goose jackets, or here in Canada in fur farms as well. So that's definitely, I understand, a worry for people, but it's not the biggest issue. And like I said, there's only 2% of their population that's involved in the fur trapping, and they make 1% of the fur trade's profits. So it's definitely not a sustainable income.
Great.